Greg Newsome, Browns first-round pick, made some news earlier in the week when he decided to go away from CAA, it's a pretty big agency, and get a new agent. It doesn't really matter because the first contract's kind of set in stone anyway. Parameters are very strict as to what can be done. Today we found out Greg Newsome has chosen his new agent, and it's a pretty big name via Twitter. Let's take a look as it is Drew Rosenhaus. So Drew Rosenhaus is the new player agent, and so Dan, that's a pretty big name as you look at what Greg Newsome did.
Yeah, I mean, Drew Rosenhaus is about as big as it gets in the NFL, and he's a guy that's never afraid to flex his muscle for his clients if he wants to, force their way out of some place or get them a new contract, something like that. The good news for Browns fans, there's not really a whole lot to stress out about right now. That Greg Newsome deal will get done because there's not much to really discuss in these rookie deals. Maybe some offset language, which, if you have to really start using offset language on your draft picks, then you have bigger problems than that. So that deal should get done. And, sometimes that Rosenhaus name, people hear it and they cringe a little bit, but in reality, I don't think it's going to play any factor in Greg Newsome's future or anything like that here. I think he's going to be a Cleveland Brown for a long time.
Yeah, and by and large, it's usually when it's quarterback related that you start to cringe a little bit with the Drew Rosenhaus name. But yeah, and it's kind of interesting that CAA, it's not like it's a small boutique type agency. So he went from a pretty big agency to a heavy hitter, and you got to believe it's endorsements and those kind of things that he believes Rosenhaus will help with.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an impressive move for a young guy to go from. like you said, CAA is nothing to sneeze at. They have a portfolio, athletes and entertainers, and just across the board. But to kind of flex that muscle as a young kid, 20 years old, signing with Drew Rosenhaus, it tells you something about maybe what his profile could be if he gets on that field and he plays early.
And there you see Drew Rosenhaus welcoming Greg Newsome to the Rosenhaus family. And yeah, you know what? Good for Greg Newsome. He is quite an impressive young guy and has handled himself really well in front of the media.